Hello all and welcome to the next video here in the Onion Man's rooftop to a cow caravan of treasure. Sometimes barter. The streak continues as it always will. And we are in the next Tales from the Mailbag. Yeah, more like Tales from the Road, if you will. In this video, I'm going to be showing off a lot of what I, actually not a lot, pretty much all of what I got on my second annual trip to Dallas. That's what I'm going to call it. My brother lives in Dallas, Texas. Every summer I go and visit him there. He comes down here a lot, but we don't really go up there a lot. So every summer I've made it a point to always go and visit him. I didn't always buy stuff while I was there, but over the past couple of years I found some really cool stores. Dallas Vintage Toys or whatever is really cool. There's another place there that's actually closed now. I learned that when I went. But this was the first time I actually went and saw a few other places I've been wanting to go to. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of be going over what I picked up in Dallas and call it good. I'm starting with these two, technically three, actually, but they're kind of mixed in here. I'm not going to show you the full extent of what is in here. I'm going to save this for a game show. It's a lot of gaming-related stuff. I found a couple, I shouldn't even say a couple, there's a few retro game stores listed in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Sadly, not the best selection. I figured a big place like Dallas might have more. They did not. Some of them I wouldn't even say were retro stores as much as they were just like gaming stores, like knockoff GameStop type of places. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way as much as it was just that's not what I was looking for. You know what I mean? But I found one. Let me see if I can remember the name here. I got one of the receipts in this bag. These were from Found It Electronics and video games. Found It Electronics and video games. Let me try to put that in there. Yeah, so that's the place. Found It Electronic and video games. This was the best store of the bunch. Out of all the even when I went back to the toy store, which I didn't find a lot there, but yeah, I found a ton of stuff. This whole bag is full of games. There's some original Xbox. I don't know if there's any PS2. I know there's one PS1 game in there. There's a lot of NES games in here. A couple of N64 games. So yeah, I ended up going there twice because I had a few big ticket items I was looking for in Dallas. Like really big, like I'd been saving up for a while with the hopes that like I will hopefully find these in Dallas, and I did not. So got all these games. There's a cool story behind them, and I'm not going to go into it now, but just on the quick side, everything was like buy one, get one, and so I found a lot of cheaper games I've been looking for. That's why there's so many in the bag. That's what I got the first time around, was what's in here, so we're going to save that for a game show. And then I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what's in this box because I didn't find a lot of those big ticket items I was looking for. I was looking for some Hot Toys. I was looking for some other stuff, some really expensive stuff I'd saved up for. Did not find any of those. So ended up circling back around and going back to that retro store, that retro game store. Picked this up. And it was a really good price. Again, I'm just going to kind of tease it here. And then I'll show the rest of it off in a game show. So if you can see there, it's a bunch of Atari 2600 stuff and an Atari Junior. So look out for the game show episode over this if you want to check out everything I bought. But there's that. And I'll go through and show you. It's that Atari Junior is in really clean condition, and they let us test it out and everything, so made sure everything was working. It was really cool. It was a really cool place. So there you go. Saving off on that. Another thing I want to get into real quickly that I'll show off, but I'm going to save for an episode of the game show as well. I finally got Diablo 4 while I was up there. Here in my town, where I live, I could not find a physical copy of Diablo 4 for the Xbox. I saw it for PS5 and everything, and GameStop didn't have it. Walmart hasn't had it. Yeah, just it's sold out everywhere. I don't know why. I found a ton of the digital cards to download the game, but I didn't want to download the game. I love Diablo. I wanted a physical copy. So while I was up there, I found it at a Walmart. I just went into a random Walmart. They had it, so there you go. We'll show that off in a game show as well. Um, Aside from that, I've got this. I put it in the Walmart bag just so I could carry it home easier. I am not into boxes like this. This is a 2023 super box. You can tell. I don't do stuff like this. This isn't my forte when it comes to cards. I don't like buying boxes like this a lot. Most of the time, I just don't think they're really worth it. But the reason I'm going to be doing it is because this is the first gift I've ever gotten from a fan. Yeah, I happen to meet somebody that is kind of within the friend circle over there who I'm not really friends with, but I would say I'm acquaintances with, but they've watched my videos, they like my videos, and then especially got into it when I started collecting cards, and they gave it to me. They bought it, they said they'd been holding on to it for a couple of months knowing I was going to be in Dallas, and they gave me this. So, yeah, cool. I don't open boxes like this, they're not my thing, but my first ever gift from a fan. So that's kind of cool. I never expected to get anything from anybody like that. So yeah, we're gonna open it up just for him, basically. I mean, I am gonna do it in a video and open it up and give him a shout out and everything. So there you go. So we'll kind of start off a little bit randomly here. The rest of this I'm gonna go in depth on and show off because it's a lot. So the first thing is. We'll kind of just start off with something I don't show off a lot on this channel, if at all. I went to a Finish Line and picked up some new shoes. I've been looking for these. I was going to order them online, but I wanted to try them on because for whatever reason I feel like Nike Dunks, I have to try on every pair I get because they always feel different. But I already wore these once. It's funny. I wore them while I was up there. I picked up the Nike Dunk High 50 Years of Hip Hop. There it is. 50 Years of Hip Hop. They're really clean. I like them a lot. They're just a black and gray with this kind of cream colored midsole and then black on the bottom. You can see where like I've already worn them. It's funny. It's kind of cute. They also came with this little like golden microphone. It's gimmicky, but I needed a like neutral color pair of shoes. I wear a lot of Jordans and Dunks, specifically Dunk Highs. I don't really do low top shoes. So yeah, Finish Line had them. I went ahead and I tried them on, got my size, called it good. There we go. I wore them once. I wore them out like the night after I got them. So pretty cool there. See if I can make the trash can over there. I did not. Anyway, so on to the actual collectible stuff, I guess you could say. I guess shoes are collectible, if you will. But on to the next thing. This was probably the most disappointing store I went to. And again, I'm not trying to disparage it or anything. It just was not exactly what I was expecting. It was a store called Game Nerds with a Z. And I went in and, you know, they had a big thing that said, you know, retro video games, etc., etc. But it turned out to mostly just be like a hobby shop, like a lot of Warhammer, a lot of D&D, a lot of stuff like that. And the only retro games they had were like multiple copies of like Madden on the N64 and pretty much every sport game under the sun. They didn't really have anything great, but they had a big Funko section with some older Funkos. I didn't see anything I really wanted, but I did find one that I went ahead and picked up. I picked up the Lobster Johnson Hellboy Funko. I love Hellboy, specifically the original comic book series. I love it. And there you go. I got to find Abe Sapien and Hellboy. Those would be the ones that I would go after. So got to go online and find those now. But yeah, I picked up Lobster Johnson. So yeah, pretty cool. Just not a store that had a lot of what I was looking for. Based on the description of the store, I thought it would have a lot more, and it just didn't. Let's see if we can make the trash can on this one. Oh, we did. Next thing up, I'm gonna have to rip this one open. Is this bag full of random junk that I found at a different Walmart? Not where I got the Diablo. This was at a different Walmart. We just stopped. We mainly stopped by because, like, on our way to my brother lives like kind of in the middle of Dallas, like going up North Dallas, and we had to go all the way down to Fort Worth to get to that retro store, the Found It store. Uh, and on our way there, we stopped at a couple of different gas stations that did not have a restroom to use, and we needed to use the restroom, so we ran into a Walmart, and I ended up finding a lot of card packs. First off, this is not from that Walmart. We went to a Raising Cane's. I've had Cane's before. It wasn't something that I was whatever about, but they had a sign there that had Post Malone collectible cups, and I wanted one, so ordered some food and got a Post Malone little collector cup thing. Apparently they're releasing them like in order. There's like other ones that are going to come out. I guess this is the first one, so I like Post Malone. Not so much that I'm the biggest Post Malone fan. I just think he's like a good dude in real life, so pick that up. And then we got these cards. So this Walmart had a ton of cards. I don't know if it had just been restocked or if they just don't sell a lot of cards, because this Walmart was kind of like out of the way on the way to Fort Worth. Like you had to kind of take a exit and then go off and then reach the Walmart. And it wasn't very busy. There was not a lot of people there. Like we would pass other Walmarts that were just packed and busy. And I don't know if this one was because it was off the freeway, like it just wasn't that busy. But I found a ton of cards. First off, the thing I'm the most excited about, they had hoops, regular NBA hoops from last year, finally. I've talked about this in some of my card openings. I love NBA hoops, and I have not been able to find these at all anywhere. I know they're like already kind of getting close to a year old, but finally got some NBA hoop packs, some value packs. These were the only 3 left, so I bought all 3. Just had to. The next thing, they had one NBA hoops box. This is the last one. I went ahead and picked it up. Again, huge hoop fans. I have not gotten to open a lot of NBA hoops this year, so looking forward to hopefully pulling that Paulo Banchero card out of something there. This was a nice surprise. I have not seen these anywhere, at least where I live. I know they're online. I've seen them in different places, but this was the only Walmart that I had that, like I said, we stopped at 2 different Walmarts. This one had them. Other places didn't. And I even stopped at some card shops. Did not pick up anything, but specifically some sports card shops. And they did not have them either. But this Walmart had Series 2 Topps MLB. I think I talked about it. I picked up this one hobby box, and then I picked up these 2. So we got 3 of them. Yeah, I told y'all I was pretty much done with Series 1 until I got that box gift set there from a friend, or from a fan. But I did say I might go into Series 2, depending on who's there. There are a couple of rookies that are getting their first cards in Series 2, so going to be looking for those. And then I think we'll be pretty good. So there you go. But yeah, a lot of cards. I'm really excited for the hoop stuff. I've been looking for hoops for ever now. And seeing those there was like, oh my god. So really good. So there's that. Next thing up. On our way to one retro game store, we stopped. It was in a mall. It was like in a little shopping center. But it was weird. It wasn't really a mall. It was like... It was almost like a thing full of bodegas. Like, it was like half... Or like a quarter of an old mall. Like, obviously they shut this mall down and then walled it off and sold it for businesses. Which happens a lot. And in this section, there were a bunch of stores that were just separated by like thin cubicles. So it was like little stands worth of stores. And that's where that the second retro game store we visited was, which was not good at all. It was about the size of a walk-in closet, and it was all just new stuff. There was nothing retro about it. While there, though, there was a slightly bigger store in the middle that was a Hot Wheels store. It was a dedicated Hot Wheels store. I do not collect Hot Wheels, so that's not what I bought. But in there, on a shelf, were some action figures. And I was looking, and I bought 2. And they were buy one, get one 50% off, so I went ahead and I bought 2. I picked up these 2. Normally, I probably wouldn't buy something like this, but just based on the prices, I went ahead and I pulled the trigger. So, the first one up was a McFarlane Babe Ruth. This is the Cooperstown collection. So yeah, some Hall of Fame baseball players. I'm a Yankees fan, so I picked up the Babe Ruth. Yes, it was $20, but because this one was 20, I got the other one half off, which was funny because I think she did it backwards. I'm not gonna lie. So I ended up getting Mickey Mantle as well, and it's funny because this one's in like a little window box. So I don't know, but it's the Cooperstown collection. It does say collector's edition. I'm guessing that's what makes this different. But there's the back of it. You got Carlton Fisk, Roberto Clemente, Nolan Ryan with the Angels, Don Mattingly. I looked for Mattingly, couldn't find him. Jackie Robinson. Same guys on the back? No, this one has different ones. The Babe Ruth one has Babe Ruth, Willie Mays. That's pretty cool. Catfish Hunter, Cal Ripken, Mike Smith, and Willie Stargell. Pretty cool to see Willie Stargell on there. But she did it backwards. I don't think she meant to. So this one says $30. Now, normally when you do buy one, get one half off, it's always the one that's more pricey that you're paying full price for. So it should have been me paying $30 for this one and then $10 for the Babe Ruth. I don't know if she just scanned them wrong or typed it in wrong, but I paid $20 for this one and then ended up paying $15 for the Mickey Mantle. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if she got mixed up when she was checking me out, but I'm not going to complain. So, yeah. Again, big Yankees fan, so there you go. Got some Yankees there. I need to go back and see if I can pick up any other players I really like from other sports. Like maybe get some old Knicks. I have that Patrick Ewing McFarlane. I have the Dan Marino McFarlane as well, so maybe we can find some other players that I'm big fans of from my teams. And then one more bag. Here we go. I got these from Dallas Vintage Toys. There were 2 toy stores we went to last year. This was the first one. And the other one, I believe, was Dallas Fort Worth Toys, DFW, Dallas Fort Worth Toys. That one is no longer open. It is closed. The thing said temporarily closed, but it looked permanently closed. We looked in the windows. They were boarded up and everything. There was nothing in there. Like what you could see was just empty. So I don't know if maybe they're just moving locations or what, but it was not able to go to. So we hit up the Dallas Vintage Toys. It was really busy. Last year when I went, it was not busy. I think me and my brother were the only people in there. This time there was a lot of people. Couple of cool stories behind some things in this. I went in mostly looking for Simpson stuff, which they did not have. And then any straggling stuff that I felt like I wanted or needed. I didn't go in there with specific items in mind except for a couple of Hot Toys figures that I'm still looking for, which I told y'all earlier I had saved up to get specifically. And their Hot Toy selection was not great. It was mostly just Star Wars stuff. I love Star Wars, but I don't really feel like going out of my way to get Star Wars Hot Toys. So we got this stuff instead. The first things, while I was looking around, I looked at all their pegs, where they had some hanging Detolf type things. Last year, that's where they had a whole peg dedicated to World of Springfield stuff, and all those were just gone. And I know it's been a year, so I should expect that. And I'll go into that in a minute. But on a couple of those, I found the Royal Rumble Earthquake figure. Been looking for this one. I was looking for this whole set. Not so much because I wanted all of them. I didn't really feel like the want for Dakota Kai, Big E, or Yokozuna. Maybe that Yokozuna, I don't know. But I mainly wanted to build the Jimmy Hart Build-A-Figure. So might go back and try to find the rest of these. This was the only one they had. I looked for the whole set. They were not there. So it is what it is. But out of the 4, Earthquake was the one I wanted the most. I like Canadian Earthquake. He's got the Canadian flag. It's him as a monster heel going up against Hogan. I love it. They are releasing him and Typhoon. I don't know if that's later this year or next year, but we are getting Natural Disasters Earthquake as well. But I wanted evil, big monster heel Earthquake, so awesome to have. Yeah, and he's got the Jimmy Hart Build-A-Figure piece. So hopefully I can either find those pieces or find the other figures. But we got him. That was a random cool find. That was another thing. They had a lot of retro toys like bagged up loose. They did not have a lot of older stuff new. So that was kind of whatever. And I think there's a bit of a story that goes into that. I was talking to one of the managers there, and it was a whole thing. I picked up Jade Cargill, however you want to pronounce her name. I always say Cargill. Yeah, been looking for this Jade figure. I could have probably picked her up pretty cheap, like on Ringside or something, but she was already pretty cheap here. I think I paid $10 for her, so not too big of an issue. I like Jade. I think she's great. I used to not be a big fan of hers. I thought she was very green, very whatever, but as time goes on, I've really come to be a big fan of hers. And she's improved a lot, and I really dig like her whole Storm from the X-Men aesthetic with the white hair and like the epicness and the lightning and all that stuff. I like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so there we go. Also, I just think she's beautiful as all hell. She's super attractive, so yay. And then the last two things in here, they are Simpson stuff, but it kind of took me a minute to get them. So I was kind of asking them, I was like, y'all have like a lot of new stuff. Like last time, I came in here last year and y'all had a lot of older stuff and everything. And he was telling me how like there were some people who I guess had seen their store on YouTube, and came in and bought just a lot of their retro stuff, like cases full of stuff, like glass cases full of stuff. And I was like, really? I mean, those people must have been loaded. And then I specifically asked him, I was like, y'all had a whole big Simpsons section, and that's like my favorite thing retro-wise to collect. And he outright told me, he was like, yeah, one guy came in and he just bought the whole Detolf one day. Everything that was left, he just bought. So it was pretty wild. After I said that, there was a lady who worked there. She was super nice. And she said, we have one box of Simpsons stuff back there that we picked up about a month ago. We haven't priced it out yet and put it out, but I can go get it if you want to look at it. I was like, absolutely, that'd be fantastic. By this point, there was a lot of people in the store. She brought that box out, set it on the thing, and opened it. And I was looking through it, and it was like vultures to a carcass. They all started surrounding me, looking at the box and like going after stuff inside of it. And I had to kind of stop. And I know this maybe is a collecting no-go or whatever, but I had to be like, could like everybody please, like, I'm getting claustrophobic here. And then she outright said, I brought the box out for him, so she openly just told everybody he has first dibs on anything in here. And I just kind of smiled. I was like, thank you for that. Because I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to say it out loud. There was some interesting stuff in there. A lot of like Simpsons plushies, but they weren't like the normal Simpsons. They're like Valentine's Day plushies with hearts on them and stuff. It was very weird. They had some Simpsons like water guns and some other stuff. There were 4 or 5 Simpsons Playmates in there. 3 of them I already had, but I picked up the other 2. And then they had a playset. Now, before I get into what I picked up, I'm going to go into this playset because it was a massive playset. I've only seen that playset once before, and I did not buy it, and there's a reason I did not buy it. It was towards the end of the Simpsons Playmates line, McFarlane picked up the line and did a few more like releases and then stopped it. So this was actually from the McFarlane era of Simpsons World of Springfield. It was the Island of Dr. Hibbert set, where it comes with all of them, and you got like Walrus Homer and Spider Bart and all that stuff. I saw that box and I was like, oh my god, like I'm getting that if it's whatever. She pulled it out. They kind of looked it up and they put a price on it, and the guy said $120. And he was like, if you want it, you can walk out of it. I walk out of here for it for $90. So he was going to offer it to me for $90. I thought, sure, like I didn't think that was that bad of a price. Maybe I could find it somewhere slightly cheaper, but to just like not pay shipping and everything, I was okay paying $90. And I was looking at it, and the box was really dinged up, and I was going to open it anyways. I wasn't going to keep it in box, so that didn't bother me. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized it was broken. Some of the display set pieces had chips and cracks on them. The Walrus Homer, the head was actually broken. So when you moved when I picked up the box to look at it, Homer's walrus head fell off. And it was like, oh, this is just sitting in there like it's broken. The back of Spider Bart, where you can't see the way it's facing, 2 of the legs were broken off. And I was like, oh, there's no way I'm buying this now. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, these are broken. And he was looking at it and like, he looked even sad. He was like, oh, man. Um, then he tried to offer it me for a lesser price. He was like, well, since it's broken, you want to do like 50 or 60. And I just told him no. I had no interest in buying something broken like that. I know it's a rare set, but I don't want to have to go in and like glue pieces on to a rare set. You know what I mean? So did not get that. However, he had two other, one maybe not so rare, but one kind of rare that I've had trouble finding. I've seen it used for the same price, which is why I bought it, because it was new. And I'll get into that one in a minute. But the first one I got, I said there were about 4 or 5 of the Springfield figures that they had in there. I didn't need some of them, but the other 2 I did need. So I've got Boxing Homer, which it looks like this is a Toy Fair Wizard exclusive. I'm guessing Wizard Comic-Con. Entertainment Wizard, whatever it is. It's Toy Fair. And it's World of Springfield Playmates Boxing Homer. It comes with the interchangeable gloves. It looks cool. Yeah, I didn't have him. So one of the most iconic episodes of The Simpsons. So pick that up. I think I paid 20 for it. I think at first he said 30. And then I was like, would you do 20? And then we kind of went back and forth. And then he agreed to 20. So really cool. Like, they were really fair on their prices. I can't argue that. And then the really rare one I found, the other one, they had Deep Space Homer brand new, but I already have Deep Space Homer. I probably could have bought it and resold it or something, but I was okay. They had Evil Homer. I've had trouble finding Evil Homer, especially new like this. Box is a little dinged up, but we're going to open him anyway, so no big deal. Used, I've seen him for like 50 or 60. And I ended up paying exactly 60. So there you go. So used, he's about that price. Brand new, he probably goes for more. I didn't risk it. I just went ahead and bought him outright. So we got Evil Homer. But that's it. A lot of interesting stuff. Not as many toys as last year, but way more video games. Again, I'm sorry I didn't show all those off. I will in the next episode of a game show. But we got all the figures, or at least four figures here. Some fun card stuff. We've got the Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth figures. Even though that one store was a little disappointing, we did pick up Lobster Johnson, so there you go. Get the lobster. And that's it. Everything, I got that box from a fan, that card box, my first ever gift from a fan, which is kind of cool. Got the shoes, the 50 Years of Hip Hop Dunk Highs, and that's it. It was a fun trip, and I always like going down there. Now that I'm finding more places I can check out and run by, I'm enjoying that trip a lot more. I don't mind going now. Oh, my nose got stopped up for no reason there. Anyway, yeah, so really fun. I did really well. I still have, so the way I always budget myself, I get this question a lot, actually, especially on Instagram. People ask me, like, how do you afford things and all this? You can collect a lot of stuff. You just got to be smart about the way you buy things. Don't go out of your way and just buy everything you want at once. Like, if I wanted to, I could have, what's a good example of this? Like the guy who walked in there and bought all the Simpson stuff from that toy store. If I wanted to, I could go in there, buy all that, and make myself go broke real fast. I don't do that. I like piecing it out over time. I like the hunt. I like to collect. And I think that's the best way to collect stuff, because you can just get little things here and there and then build the collection without having to spend too much money. The other thing is always look out for deals, like getting Babe Ruth and then Mickey Mantle half off. All those video games I bought, they were buy one, get one free, because they had a pink, it was called a pink tag sale. So anything with a pink tag was buy one, get one free. Just look out for stuff. Don't go out of your way and feel the need to buy everything at once. That's a bad idea. It's a horrible idea. If I like, the GameCube, super expensive to collect for. If I wanted to, I could have bought the GameCube and all the games I wanted outright. Instead, I bought the GameCube and a few games, And over time, I've slowly tried looking for more. So, you know, just don't go out of your way and try to buy everything all at once. That's my best advice I can give you. So, yeah, but we got a lot of stuff here. I still have a lot of money saved up because I didn't find those hot toys I wanted. There was another big ticket item. I'm not going to go into that because I might have found it online. I'm negotiating with a guy right now in the Instagram group to buy it. So I don't want to spoil that and give it away. We'll see. But I do have some more money saved up from things I didn't find. I'm trying before summer is over to take one more trip to up to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Um, Albuquerque does not have a lot of things. There's not a lot of retro game stores, not a lot of toy stores, but there's one store there in particular that I know has a lot of high-end toy items. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'm able to go there and see if they have it, and if not, then I'll start looking online, seeing if I can find it. So yeah, but that's it for this. If you stuck around for the whole video, thank you. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You do not have to if you not want to. And yeah, we'll check out all the rest of all the video game stuff in the next episode of a game show. But for now, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I guess until then, you know.